Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on October 27th, 2022 in Śrī Māyāpur, India.
Glories of Haridāsa.
Hare Krishna. Today we are continuing from the compilation of the Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya book. The chapter is entitled Serpent Devotee of Viṣṇu speaks about the glories of Haridāsa, Part-3. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda 16.237.
অপ্রাকৃত বস্তু ভগবান ভক্ত ধাম প্রপঞ্চ অবতীর্ণ হইয়াও প্রাকৃত প্রপঞ্চিক গুণ ও সংস্পর্শহীন জাতিকুল সব নিরর্থক বুঝাইতে জন্মিলেন নিচ কুলে প্রভুর আজ্ঞাতে.
On the order of the Lord, Haridāsa was born in a low-class family to show that birth in a high caste or good family are useless. Purport. Due to pious and sinful activities, the conditioned soul take birth in higher or lower species of life. This is simply an example of the fruits of their karma. From the spiritual point of view, there is no value at all in the prestige resulting from mundane caste and ancestry. By the supreme will of all auspicious Lord, Haridāsa Thakur appeared in a Muslim family in order to preach this supreme truth to the entire world.
So, Haridāsa Thakur, by taking birth in a non-Hindu family.
So, Haridāsa Thakur, by taking birth in a non-Hindu family,
demonstrated how one can achieve the highest level of bhakti.
demonstrated how one can achieve the highest level of bhakti,
No matter what one's birth is.
no matter what one's birth is.
So this shows how everyone can achieve all success with the bhakti.
So this shows how everyone can achieve all success through bhakti. Caitanya Bhagavat, Adikanda 16.238.
নিজ কুলোদ্ভূত বিষ্ণু তত্ত্ববিদ ভক্ত নিজ সম নহেন পরন্ত সর্বজীব গুরু অধম কুলেতে যদি বিষ্ণু ভক্ত হয় তথাপি সেই পূজ্য সর্বশাস্ত্রে কয়.
If a devotee of the Lord is born in a low-class family, he is still worthy of worship. This is the verdict of the scriptures. Purport. Taking birth in a superior or inferior families indicates the superiority or inferiority of the fruits of one's karma. The living entity is constitutionally a devotee of Lord Viṣṇu, and although by temporary familiar identification he may be inferior or superior, he is actually superior or inferior in proportion to his devotion to the Lord. This is loudly proclaimed in all Vaishnava literatures. It is not a fact that one who is born in a lower family is not qualified for devotional service to Viṣṇu. A Vaishnava born in a lower family is a qualified Brahmana, spiritual master, and worshipable by all non-devotees born in higher class families.
It shows that one's birth is only due to one's karma.
This shows that one's birth is only due to one's karma.
That one has a higher or lower birth, just like with the activities they performed in the previous birth.
One's lower or higher birth is done by the activities by one's karma in previous births.
But even if one is very highly qualified Brahman, he's not a Vaishnava, he's not a Guru.
But even if one is qualified as a Brahmana, but if he is not a Vaishnava, he's not a Guru.
And even if a Vaishnava is born in a Devotee family, he can become a Guru.
But even if a Vaishnava is born in a dog eater's family, he can become a Guru. Caitanya Bhagavat Adikanda 16.239.
মহাকুল প্রসূত হইয়াও কৃষ্ণ ভক্তিহীন ব্যক্তির নিজ নিজ প্রাকৃত কুলকর্ম দ্বারাই নিরয় লাভ। উত্তম কুলেতে জন্মি শ্রীকৃষ্ণে না ভজে, কুলে তার কি করিবে নরকেতে মজে।
And if someone is born in a high-class family but does not worship the lotus feet of Sri Kṛṣṇa, then his high birth is useless and he falls to hell. Purport. Even after taking birth in a higher family as the result of pious activities, if one is averse to the service of the Lord, he will certainly go to hell. This is confirmed in the following statement of Chamasa, one of the 9 Yogendras, to Maharaj Nimi in the Śrīmad Bhagavatam 11.5.3. If any of the members of the 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas fail to worship or intentionally disrespect the personality of Godhead, who is the source of their own creation, they will fall down from their position into a hellish state of life.
In this verse, the superiority of bhakti is stressed.
In this verse, the pure devotee of bhakti is stressed.
The superiority of bhakti.
The superiority of bhakti.
That bhakti is what really counts.
That bhakti is what really counts.
And if someone is averse to worshiping the Supreme Lord, he is destined for hell.
If someone is averse to worshiping the Supreme Lord, then he is going to hell.
And even if one's karma is bad, he has a bad birth, inferior birth.
Even if one's karma is bad and he has an inferior birth,
But he worships Kṛṣṇa, he is still considered worshipable.
but if he worships Kṛṣṇa, he is still considered worshipable.
Just like Bhakta-Prahlāda, he was born in a demon family, but he is considered a Mahajan, the greatest of all the Vaishnavas.
Just like Bhakta Prahlād, he is born in an inferior family, but he is considered worshipable or Mahajan, greatest of all devotees. Caitanya Bhagavat Adikanda 16.240.
জড় জন্ম ঐশ্বর্য সুতশ্রী নিরপেক্ষ কৃষ্ণ ভজন মহিমা সূচক শাস্ত্র বাক্যের যথার্থ প্রদর্শনার্থই হরিদাসের প্রপঞ্চে অবতার। এইসব বেদবাক্যের সাক্ষী দেখাইতে জন্মিলেন হরিদাস অধম কুলেতে।
Haridas thus took birth in a low-class family to prove the words of the scriptures.
Scriptures say, if one is a Vaishnava, even if his birth is low, inferior, he's considered worshipable.
The scriptures say that even if one is, if one is a Vaishnava, even if he's born in a low family, he's worshipable.
And so Haridāsa Thakur practically showed this.
So Haridāsa Thakur practically showed this. Caitanya Bhagavat Adikanda 16.241.
হেয় কুল উদ্ভূত দেব দ্বিজ বন্দ প্রহ্লাদ ও হনুমানের দৃষ্টান্ত। প্রহ্লাদ যে হেন দ্বৈত কপি হনুমান, এই মত হরিদাস নিচ জাতি নাম।
Haridas was born in a low-class family, just as Prahlad was born in a demoniac family, and Hanuman was born in a monkey family.
So one's birth or one's karma is not the thing that counts.
So one's birth or one's karma is not the thing that counts.
Actually, one has devotion for the Lord. He's clear to everybody.
Actually, if one has devotion for the Lord, he is considered superior to all others. Caitanya Bhagavat Adikanda 16.242.
শ্রী নামাচার্য হরিদাসের দেবাদি বাঞ্ছিত সুদুর্লভ সঙ্গ মহিমা বর্ণন। হরিদাস পর্শবাঞ্ছা করে দেবগণ, গঙ্গাও বাঞ্ছেন হরিদাসের মজ্জন।
The demigods desire the touch of Haridas, and even Mother Ganga desires that Haridas immerse himself in her waters. Purport. Just as Shri Prahlad appeared in a demon family that was naturally averse to Vishnu, and Shri Hanumanji appeared in a family of animals, by the supreme will of the Lord, Thakur Haridas appeared in a low-class Muslim family. Generally, human beings desire to become purified by either touching the demigods or taking bath in the Ganga. But what to speak of the demigods headed by Lord Brahma, even the most sanctified Ganga, who emanates from the lotus feet of Vishnu, desires to become glorious by the touch of Mahabhagavata Paramahamsa Vaishnava Acharya Haridas Thakur, who is the representative of all the demigods.
So Haridas Thakur is so glorious that he wants to be touched by even his touch is desired by all the devas. And that he bathe in the Ganges is desired by the Ganges.
Haridas is so glorious that even his touch, it's desired by all the devas as well as the Ganges.
So Haridas Thakur, he was completely surrendered to the lotus feet of Vishnu.
So Haridas Thakur, he was completely surrendered to the lotus feet of Vishnu.
Therefore, his association was desired by everybody.
Therefore, his association was desired by everybody.
On all the benefits.
Innumerable benefits.
Who knew
Who knew
the benefits?
the benefits? Caitanya Bhagavat Adikanda 16.243.
ভক্ত চূড়ামণি হরিদাস দর্শন মাত্র জীবের অবিদ্যা নাশ। পশ্বেরও কি দায় দেখিলেই হরিদাস, ছিন্ডে সর্বজীবের অনাদি কর্মনাশ।
What to speak of his touch? Just by seeing Haridas, one is released from the bondage of fruitive activities. Purport. What to speak of touching Haridas? If one simply sees him, then all material bondage, born of nescience from time immemorial, is at once cut to pieces.
Just like seeing Haridāsa, one gets purified.
So just by seeing Haridāsa Thakur, one gets purified.
The verse of Caitanya Charitamrita, Sadhu Sangha, Sakhoi, Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sadhu Siddhi Hoy, but it's manifested by Haridāsa Thakur. Just by seeing him, one can get all perfection.
So there's a verse in the Caitanya Charitamrita, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Sastri Koi, Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. It is manifested that just by seeing Haridāsa Thakur, one is purified.
Chaitanya Bhagavat Adikanda 16.245.
Chaitanya Bhagavat Adikanda 16.245.
হরিদাস পদাশ্রিত ব্যক্তির দর্শন ভববন্ধ নাশ। হরিদাস আশ্রয় করিবে যেই জন, তানে দেখিল খণ্ডে সংসার বন্ধন।
Indeed, even if one sees a person who has taken shelter of Haridas, he is freed from the material bondage. Purport: even if a conditioned soul sees those who consider Namacharya Haridas as their spiritual master, he is released from all material bondage.
So, as we say, das under das, even by being a servant of Haridāsa Thakur, one can deliver people from the fallen condition.
As we say, das anudas, even by seeing the servant of Haridas Thakur, one can deliver the fallen from condition.
Is the language Śrī Bhaktivedanta Swami. He went and brought the message of Lord Caitanya all over the world.
His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta, he went and brought the message of Lord Caitanya all over the world.
So if one even sees one of his disciples, they're benefited.
So even if one sees one of his disciples, they are benefited. Chaitanya Bhagavat Adikanda 16.245.
হরিদাস মহিমা অসীম অনন্ত অপার, শতবর্ষে শতমুখে উহান মহিমা, কহিলেও নাহি পারি করিবারে সীমা।
If I glorify Haridas for 100 years with 100 mouths, I would still not reach the end of his glories.
So, when Devotee Thakur, the author of this Chaitanya Bhagavat, is declaring that Haridāsa Thakur's glories are unlimited.
So Vrindavandas Thakur, the author of the Chaitanya Bhagavat, he is declaring that Haridas Thakur's glories are unlimited.
So you should try to follow the footsteps of Haridāsa Thakur.
So we should try to follow the footsteps of Haridas Thakur. Chaitanya Bhagavat Adikanda 16.246.
হরিদাসের প্রতি শ্রদ্ধালু দর্শকগণের সৌভাগ্য বর্ণনপূর্বক ডঙ্কের দৈন উক্তি। ভাগ্যবন্ত তোমরা সে তোমার সেবা হইতে।
Even when Lord Chaitanya was on the world, on the earth,
So Haridas Thakur, even when Lord Chaitanya was on the earth,
he had so many devotees with him.
he had so many other devotees with him.
And all those devotees were people just like seeing them. One could have their karma bondage cut.
So all those devotees, people, even just by seeing him, one can have their bondage cut. Karma bondage cut.
This next verse is amazing.
ভাগ্যবন্ত তোমরা সে তোমা সভা হইতে মহান মহিমা কিছু আইলো মুখেতে।
You are all fortunate, for because of you, I have received an opportunity to glorify Haridas. Purport. The snake charmer, who was expert in controlling snakes through mantra, said, "All of you are very fortunate, for because of your inquiries, I was able to speak and reveal some of the glories of the Lord's devotee. If I sing the glories of the transcendental qualities of Thakur Haridas for 100 years with 100 mouths, I would not finish."
On this snake charmer, he was appreciating the opportunity they gave him to glorify Haridas Thakur.
So the snake charmer, he was using the opportunity that was given to him to glorify Haridas Thakur. Caitanya Bhagavad Adikanda 16.247.
হরিদাসের নাম উচ্চারণ মাত্র জীবের পরম পদ লাভ। সক্রিয় যে বলিবে হরিদাস নাম, সত্য সত্য সে যাইবে কৃষ্ণ ধাম।
One who chants the name of Haridas certainly attains the abode of Kṛṣṇa. Purport. If a person even once utters the transcendental name of Vaishnava Thakura, Haridas, he will certainly go back to Godhead.
We heard so many glories of Haridas. If we even say the name Haridas, we can go back to Godhead.
We heard so many glories of Haridas. If we even say the name of Haridas, we can go back to Godhead.
Haridas, Haridas,
Haridas, Haridas, Brahma, Haridas.
Taka Haridas, Taka Haridas.
Brahma Haridas, Brahma Haridas.
Our secretary out here is Haridas Caitanya Das.
I have one secretary here. His name is Haridas Caitanya Das.
I just call him by name. He goes back to Kṛṣṇa local.
Just by calling his name, one can go back to Kṛṣṇa. Caitanya Bhagavad Adikanda 16.248.
ভগবদ ভক্ত সর্পবিষ্ট ডঙ্কের মুখে হরিদাসের কীর্তন মাহাত্ম্য শ্রবণে সজ্জনগণের হর্ষ। এত বলি মৌন হইলেন নাগরাজ, তুষ্ট হইলেন শুনি সজ্জন সমাজ।
After speaking in this way, the king of the snakes became silent, and all the pious people there felt fully satisfied.
Haridas Thakur was glorified by the snake charmer, and everyone felt purified.
Haridas Thakur was glorified by the snake charmer, and everyone felt purified.
Vaishnava snake also became purified, glorifying Haridas Thakur.
And the Vaishnava snake charmer also, the
snake.
snake. Okay. And Vaishnava snake also became purified by glorifying Haridas. Caitanya Bhagavad Adikanda 16.249.
হেন হরিদাস ঠাকুরের অনুভব কইয়াছেন পূর্বে শ্রী বৈষ্ণব না।
Thus the Vaishnava snake has previously related the glories of Haridas Thakur.
Even the Vaishnava snake was glorifying Haridas Thakur.
Even the Vaishnava snake was glorifying Haridas Thakur. Caitanya Bhagavat Adi Khanda 16.250.
সবারে পরম প্রীতি হরিদাস প্রতি নাগ মুখে শুনি হরষিত হইল অতি।
By hearing the snake's narration through the mouth of the snake charmer, all the people felt great affection for Haridas.
So, snake was staying in Haridāsa's cave, spoke to the snake charmer,
So the snake who was staying in Haridas's cave spoke through the snake charmer,
and thus all the people could hear the glories of Haridāsa.
and thus all the people could hear the glories of Haridas Thakur. Thus ends the chapter entitled Serpent Devotee of Viṣṇu speaks about the glories of Haridas Thakur under the section The Glories
Srila Haridāsa.
Srila Haridas Thakur.
The devotees, they got to hear about Haridas.
These devotees got to hear about Haridas.
Just by saying Haridas, just by hearing about Haridas,
Just by saying about Haridas, just by hearing about Haridas,
one gets unlimited blessings.
one gets unlimited blessings.
Haribo.
Haribo!
Thank you for watching our videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.